When you're young, it's easy to assume your family and closest friends will always be your safety net. But what if that safety net starts to unravel just when you need it most? Imagine waking up one day and realizing the people you always counted on, the ones you believed would be there through thick and thin, are suddenly too busy, too far, or simply unable to help in the ways you expected. Turning 60 doesn't just mark a new decade, it marks a shift in how the world sees you and how you navigate it. Priorities change, roles evolve, and support systems you thought were unshakable can start to slip through your fingers. It's not about lack of love, it's about the unpredictable nature of life. This video isn't here to blame or to build walls, it's here to wake us up, to offer a new way of thinking. Because while people may come and go, there are things you can build that will stand strong no matter what. This is about creating your own foundation, 6 powerful pillars that can offer more stability than even the people closest to you. Ready to discover what they are? Let's dive in. Pillar 1, financial independence. Let's get one thing straight. The most dependable support system you can count on isn't a person. It's your financial independence. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy freedom, dignity, and peace of mind. It gives you options to choose where you live, what kind of care you receive, and how you spend your time. Relying on your children or extended family for financial help as you age is not a retirement plan. It's a gamble. They have their own bills, their own responsibilities. Even if they love you deeply, they may not have the capacity to step in when the time comes. And even if they could, the emotional toll of watching you struggle financially can create guilt, resentment, or strain relationships in ways you never expected. Take Richard, a 72-year-old who always believed his kids would support him if things got tough. But when unexpected medical bills wiped out his savings, his children were already drowning in mortgages, student loans, and childcare costs. They wanted to help, but the reality of their own financial stress made it impossible. It wasn't about love, it was about limitations. Richard found himself not just financially insecure, but emotionally burdened by the idea that he was a source of stress to his family. The lesson? Build your financial foundation now. Don't wait until it's too late. Create a budget that works for your lifestyle. Eliminate unnecessary debt wherever possible. Invest smartly with long-term security in mind, and plan ahead for emergencies, medical or otherwise. Talk to a financial advisor, even if it's just once. Consider side income, passive investments, or downsizing if necessary. Financial independence is the one companion that will never walk away. It empowers you to make choices out of desire, not desperation. It ensures that your later years are defined by peace, dignity, and control, not fear, dependence, or regret. Pillar 2, physical health. You only get one body, and after 60, it either becomes your greatest ally or your biggest burden. The truth is, you can be financially secure, emotionally fulfilled, and surrounded by friends. But if your health fails, your independence crumbles. Physical decline doesn't just mean aches and pains. It can mean losing the ability to drive, needing help with basic tasks, or being unable to enjoy simple pleasures like a walk in the park or playing with your grandkids. It means losing pieces of your freedom bit by bit. And sometimes you don't even notice until it's too late. Your loved ones can care about you, but they can't care for you every single day. That responsibility falls on you. And the earlier you embrace that truth, the more control you have over the life you want to live. Just ask Carl. At 68, he thought he had time to get back in shape. He had always been healthy in his younger years and figured he could bounce back anytime. But his energy dipped, his mobility suffered, and soon he was relying on others for simple tasks like grocery shopping or getting out of bed without assistance. That was his wake-up call. He realized that ignoring his health for just a few years had a compounding effect that took twice the effort to reverse. Daily walks, balanced meals, strength training, staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, regular checkups. These aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. Small habits today can prevent big problems tomorrow. Prioritize your health, not just for yourself, but for your freedom, your confidence, and your ability to live on your own terms. Pillar 3. Social connections. One of the most dangerous things that can happen after 60 is isolation. As life moves on, friends move away, loved ones pass, and your social circle can shrink without you even noticing. Loneliness isn't just sad, it's toxic. It can shorten your life, affect your brain, and weaken your immune system. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity. It increases the risk of cognitive decline, depression, and even heart disease. Margaret, 73, used to rely on her sons for companionship, but their visits became rare and she found herself alone more often than not. She began to feel invisible, as if the world had moved on without her. That changed when she joined a local book club and rekindled old friendships. The weekly meetings gave her a sense of belonging again. Now, her days are filled with laughter, shared stories, and genuine connection. Don't wait for your kids to call. Go out and build your own circle. Community groups, hobbies, volunteering, or even chatting with a friendly neighbor. They can all bring warmth and purpose into your life. Reach out, even if it feels awkward at first. Attend events at your local community center or library. Smile at someone at the park. Invite a neighbor over for coffee. These small efforts can spark meaningful relationships that grow over time. Remember, meaningful connection isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline, and it's never too late to form new bonds that enrich your life and uplift your spirit. Pillar 4. Sense of purpose. Retirement often brings an unexpected challenge, the question of, now what? After years, often decades, of living according to routines, responsibilities, and expectations, it can feel like you've suddenly been handed a blank page with no instructions. The structure that once shaped your days disappears, and many are left wondering how to fill the time meaningfully. The roles that once defined you, a parent, a worker, a provider, begin to fade. And with that, many people lose their sense of identity. But here's the truth. Your purpose doesn't retire. It simply evolves. George, a retired engineer, found himself restless after leaving work. The quiet days stretched on, and a nagging sense of emptiness crept in. That is, until he began volunteering at a local school, sharing his skills with kids who lit up every time he walked in. The sparkle in their eyes, the questions they asked, the way they listened with wonder, it all reminded him that he still had value to offer. Purpose returned. So did joy. Finding purpose doesn't have to mean starting a grand new mission. It could be something as simple as caring for a garden, mentoring a younger neighbor, diving into a hobby you've always been curious about, or learning a new language just because you can. It could be setting personal goals like walking a certain number of steps each day or reading a book a week. These small but intentional acts give your days shape and meaning. Purpose fuels your emotional health and sense of self. It gives you something to look forward to, a reason to get up in the morning, and more importantly, it reminds you that your presence still matters, that your story isn't over, it's simply entering a new and meaningful chapter. Pillar 5. Emotional resilience. Life will test you at any age. But after 60, the losses can hit harder. Loved ones pass, health declines, plans change, and sometimes you'll feel like you're facing it all alone. The familiar rhythms of life are disrupted, and things that once felt secure can suddenly seem fragile. That's why emotional resilience matters. It's not about being unbreakable. It's about being able to bend without falling apart. It's about finding strength when everything around you feels uncertain. Emotional resilience doesn't erase the pain. It gives you the tools to navigate through it with courage and clarity. Take Helen, for example. She lost her husband of 40 years. The grief was overwhelming, and for a while she leaned heavily on her children. She cried often, felt lost, and questioned how she'd ever move forward. But as time passed, she realized she couldn't depend solely on others for healing. She began journaling every morning, pouring her heart onto the page. She joined a support group and found comfort in the shared experiences of others. She started a gratitude practice, forcing herself to notice the small, good things each day. It wasn't a quick fix, but over time, these simple habits helped her rediscover a sense of inner peace. Resilience doesn't mean pretending everything is okay. It means acknowledging your pain, sitting with it, and still choosing to move forward. Cultivate emotional strength. Learn how to process grief, manage stress, and nourish your mental well-being. Because at the end of the day, no one else can do that for you. And that's where your true power lies. Pillar 6, adaptability. If there's one constant after 60, it's change. And those who struggle most with aging are usually the ones who resist it, clinging to routines, resisting new technologies, or hesitating to step out of their comfort zones. Take Frank, 78. For years, he had a morning ritual, coffee with his closest friends at the same local diner. But over time, those friends either moved away or passed on. The mornings became quiet, too quiet. Frank began to feel the deep ache of loneliness. But then his granddaughter showed him how to use Zoom. Hesitant at first, he fumbled through the new tech, but soon found himself part of an online history forum. There, he connected with people from all over the country, swapping stories, laughing, and even collaborating on small research projects. That one change opened a whole new chapter in his life. Being adaptable means more than just keeping up. It's about leaning into life as it changes. It's about being open to new relationships, unfamiliar routines, evolving technologies, and fresh ways of thinking. It means saying yes even when your instinct is to retreat. It means letting go of how things used to be and embracing what's possible now. When you choose adaptability, you're not just surviving the changes, you're growing with them. And in that growth, you discover a renewed sense of vitality, relevance, and connection. You don't just survive, you thrive. Final thoughts. Growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. It can mean growing wiser, more independent, and more in tune with what truly matters. These 6 pillars, financial independence, physical health, social connections, purpose, emotional resilience, and adaptability, aren't just safety nets. They're stepping stones to a richer, fuller life after 60. Imagine waking up each day without the stress of financial uncertainty, with energy and strength in your body, meaningful relationships to nourish your heart, a clear sense of purpose that gives each day meaning, emotional strength to weather any storm, and the flexibility to adapt to whatever life throws at you. That's not a dream, it's a plan, and it starts with you. You don't have to rely on someone picking up the phone or making time in their schedule to feel seen, valued, or cared for. By building this foundation yourself, you're claiming control over your happiness, your health, and your future. If this message resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these 6 pillars are you currently focusing on? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss an episode that helps you take charge of your life at any age. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's never too late to build the life you deserve. See you in the next video.